name is Marga Morone and I'm the co-founder of The Organic Pharmacy. I started my life as a pharmacist specializing in herbal medicine and then studied homeopathy and co-founded The Organic Pharmacy in 2001 with the idea of bringing wellness into the retail world, making it accessible and easy for people. Today I'll be talking about wellness and how we can incorporate it into retail. Of course, the past year has seen a massive shift in retail and everyone's shopping habits. But every cloud has a silver lining, and this silver lining is that we can reinvent ourselves. And the demand for wellness has really increased massively, and I see that continuing further. So in this presentation, I'm going to share with you some of my findings, some of the things that we've done over the past 20 years through the very DNA of the Organic Pharmacy. According to the Global Wellness Institute, the global wellness industry is worth $4.5 trillion. And this is an increase in the previous year because the wellness industry really is here to stay. And you can see that it can be divided, it's divided up into various segments: beauty and anti-aging, healthy eating, nutrition and weight loss, fitness and mind and body. And it's in this area that we see the highest growth, specifically through the pandemic. Preventative and personalized medicine, complementary and alternative medicine, wellness tourism, and workplace wellness. And really what we're seeing is that as more and more people embrace wellness, this trend will continue to skyrocket. So what is wellness? How do we define it? How can we capture it? What actually is it? And again, according to the Global Wellness Institute, wellness is defined as the active pursuit of activities, choices, and lifestyle that lead to a state of holistic health. And we can all agree that post-COVID, well-being is no longer a luxury, but an essential part of daily life. And we can also agree that it's no longer about products on a shelf. It's no longer about shopping. It really is about the experience. And this is something that we really understood 20 years ago when we first started the Organic Pharmacy. It was all about the personal touch, the human experience, because wellness really isn't it isn't a blanket expression for everyone. Each person has their own needs. It's very personalized, it's very bespoke, it's very customized. So what we found was that way back then, there really needs to be a caring connection. So as a brand, as a business, it's about building a community together. So this would be based on either a one-to-one situation where we really got to know our customers very well and intimately, almost in a sort of old-fashioned way, where in the old days you had your local store where you came and the butcher knew you, the baker knew you, everyone knew you. It was a community, and that's really what we found was essential and at the root of wellness. And as part of that, it's creating an environment of care. So as soon as the client or the customer walks through the door, they immediately have that feeling that, I feel safe. So of course, safety now means different things. It means a physical safety through the pandemic measures, but it's also feeling safe in the hands of the person that they're talking to. And this is something that we found really critical, that when they come in, they get a warm welcome, but also from someone who cares about what their needs are. And this is the fundamentals of wellness, is does the person who is helping you know what they're talking about and cares about you? Is a crucial point. And being able to listen and hear people's anxieties, especially anxieties these days, is a really important part of being able to help them and creating an authentic experience. We can divide well-being into 6 basic elements. Of course, it's much more complicated than that, but if we break it down into 6 elements, we're talking about the mind, the body, the spirit, the environment, the emotional, and the social. And for me, homeopathy has created a really strong basis of understanding all of these different aspects, because as a homeopath, this is what we do. We look at the person as a whole and try to address each element so that we're really going to the root. So taking these principles and applying it to retail, we'll go through all the different elements of the wellness journey and the wellness experience through these 6 fundamental basics. So if we first look at the environmental, and we look at the unprecedented demand for consumers for sustainable products. The statistics speak for themselves. The older and the younger generation, we really all care about wellness. And this is a trend that's going to stay. Being socially conscious, both as a brand, as a manufacturer, as a consumer, these are all really, really important elements in the wellness journey. So consumers today really want zero waste, plastic-free, sustainable options, renewable energy sources, recycling, and of course how we can all as a community work on cleaning our planet. And we can do this through the products that we choose to buy and the products that we choose to make. So from a brand point of view, our footprint on the planet needs to be minimal. And if we look at clean planet and clean products, what impact do we have on our environment? What can we do to minimize it? So with the latest bans on certain SPF ingredients, this is a classic example of how a product can relate to the environment quite easily. SPFs have been banned in many, many countries because of the adverse effect they have on coral reef. Expressing that, and as the brand, with Organic Pharmacy, we have always chosen not to use these ingredients, but now it's become mainstream, which is fantastic. And how do we communicate that? So as a brand, we're responsible for producing products that are safe, very gentle on our planet and have minimal effect. And as a consumer, we're responsible for purchasing our purchase power. And communicating all of this and educating our consumers is part of the retail experience. So, for example, for our SPF, we're launching a campaign this summer with really educational talks and educational pieces with a lot of information and point of sale, where we talk about the effects of SPF on the coral health, on our planet's health, on fish, and on human health as well. So it's all encompassing. And of course, companies like Goop and Credo have really set the precedence in the US, educating their clients, having a no-list zone where products with certain ingredients just won't be stocked. And what we see is that wellness is really, really growing. Specifically in the US, the shift to clean products is incredible. And I recently had a talk with a buyer who literally said, if a product is not clean anymore, then there's no point launching it. And I couldn't agree more, because 20 years ago it was a whole different world. And it's really wonderful and important to see that shift and the responsibility that both us as manufacturers take, but also retailers and consumers. So it's full circle. And the culture of sustainability, of course, carries on through to clean packaging, clean point of sale, and clean formulas. So clean packaging, of course, is very, very important, as is everything else. The minimal use of plastics is important, and there are some really exciting things happening in this arena, which I think will shift and change the future. Biodegradable plastics instead of regular plastic, recycled of course, but also refillable. So we are launching a whole refillable line in June, so that the refillable option, which is much more sustainable, as a company we're really looking to push that forward using glass as much as possible, and the refillable option. And of course our POS, where we can go plastic free with that as well and use recyclable or biodegradable materials. And in fact, one of our spa partners, Six Senses, also have the same directive. So it's really wonderful to be on that journey with partner brands. And of course, clean formulas. I've already spoken about SPF, but really that applies to everything. So buy a clean formula for me, that has always meant that it's healthy for the human being, healthy for the planet. That means that when we use it and we wash ourselves with it, when it goes down the drain, it leaves no impact on Mother Nature. This is super, super important. But it also means that we respect nature. So one of the passions, our reasons to be is organic pharmacy. We use organic because of its environmental impact as well as its health on humans. So organic farming, as you all know, is much healthier, much more sustainable than artificial means, where we don't pollute the planet with all of the toxic ingredients and poisons that are pesticides and herbicides. And we can carry on this environmental culture through the retail spaces that our customers shop. So during the pandemic, we launched our flagship store in Marylebone High Street. And this really was a whole environment where as soon as people walked in, they could feel the energy, the wellness through its natural wooden floors. We utilized nature, so we brought nature into the environment through trees. So you can see in the middle of the store, we put a tree, and we put plants around the store as well, so that sort of nature, our connection with nature is more solid. And the store has beautiful natural light, so it's looking at lighting within the environment and how can we make that more pleasant for our clients. What can we do? And in this instance, we have a beautiful skylight where natural sunlight and light comes in. So the energy shifts and changes throughout the day, but has this beautiful flow with it. And of course, music. So bringing in vibration, which works on our mental, emotional, and physical health. Choosing the right music to create an environment of calmness, but also vibrational change, is something to think about. Of course, in our Marylebone flagship store, we've also utilized the zero waste concept, which is to have a refill station. And here we've introduced the ability for consumers to bring back their certain bottles and have them refilled. And we've also installed a hydrate and refill water station. So consumers can bring their own bottles and fill their water bottles just by walking in, or they could purchase one of our reusable bottles and thereby eliminating plastic, single-use plastic. And of course, we've already talked about the refillable skincare that we're launching. So it's possible to do a multitude of things, whether it's through the Whole Foods example of their refill nuts and cereals and such things, but also there's a whole range of zero waste stores now opening, which is really, really exciting, and we could all learn a few things from there. So now we move on to the mental and emotional aspect of our wellness journey, and really to look at how do we create a mental and emotional support for our clients? How do we mentally and emotionally support them through their wellness journey? So, of course, the team is critical. They have to be caring. So they need to be in the industry where, like nurses, doctors, they're in a caring profession. At the Organic Pharmacy, we utilize pharmacists, homeopaths, estheticians. So these are all people who have chosen their professions to serve. And of course, with that comes expertise. So they need to be experts in their field, because the wellness arena needs expertise. You need to be able to identify what your client needs. Where are they on their wellness journey, and what do they need? The third thing that's really necessary is the tools. So once you have the expertise, what tools do you have in place to be able to help your client onto their wellness journey? Well, at the Organic Pharmacy, we have herbs, we have homeopathic remedies, we do treatments, we have supplements, nutrition, all sorts of different tools that we can utilize in order to help the customer onto their journey. You would be able to choose and really liaise with your experts as to how you can incorporate the knowledge and the products together. And that's really where their expertise lies. And of course, building a community. We create, as humans, we need a social network in order to be well. And this is also part of the wellness journey. So how do you build a community? We very much believe that it's a one-to-one. So the community is your team and their customers or clients, but also the local community. So how do you support the local community? By getting involved, really involved in local events, schools, fundraisers, talks. And one of the things that we try to engage with every one of our stores is spreading our network into the local areas and seeing where we can support and build on a community locally, so that our clients feel like they're part of a like-minded system. And of course, for our team, training is very, very important. Although each one is qualified in their own field of expertise, having the continued and ongoing training builds a community for them. So we have a system where our homeopaths will meet once a month with our pharmacists, and everyone will exchange experiences in terms of knowledge and share the knowledge. But it's also really important to share the knowledge with our clients. So we incorporate educational events where our homeopath will give a talk on how to build your immune system, or we'll have a mother's morning where mums can come with their babies and share experiences, but also get advice from our homeopaths on maybe a remedy for colic or for teething, and that gives the mothers an opportunity also to exchange their ideas and share their experiences, and that really helps to create a beautiful community. So now we look at the physical element, and here we can really say that self-care has become a priority. Evolved from pampering, indulgent experience to a real necessity that touches all aspects of wellness. So the physical, the emotional, the spiritual. And this in turn has created a new wellness in beauty. Beauty regimes, beauty rituals are now part of our wellness journey. At the Organic Pharmacy, we recognise the important role that beauty played in our health and well-being. We absorb products through our skin, that's why we chose to have organic and clean formulas. And today consumers are looking for that. They're looking for an experience that they can take at home and enjoy, and this is really key. And that's why we feel that organic really goes beyond clean. So right now, clean is very much on trend, and that's a wonderful thing to see. But organic goes beyond clean. So, as I said earlier, the environmental impact that it has on our planet and the effect that it has on our bodies is paramount. So, choosing organic in our food, in our cosmetics, is something that's really key in my opinion. As part of our physical wellness, the human touch is essential. We need it. Especially post-COVID, mini treatments, convenient treatments, facials, massages, feel good, look good, are all part of wellness. It's proven that these things support our well-being. So these are also now seen as necessities. Having spent a whole year almost without them, it really shows us just how much it helps to have access and availability to these. And so we've introduced in our Marylebone store the chair facial, which allows people who are still a little bit nervous to utilize the physical space. So they don't need to go into a room, but they can sit on a chair and really get a fabulous facial with minimal interruption. So it's looking at how you can bring back these human touches within a safe environment and continue the client on their wellness journey. And of course, I've already mentioned physical events. So again, at our Marylebone store, we really use it as a great platform to share knowledge, but also create experiences. So workshops, expert panels, we do Wednesday evening yoga classes, we do flower making workshops, doggy yoga, all sorts of different events that we feel will help the community. So breath work, how to sleep better, how to reduce anxiety, and just really build a community again. And of course, no wellness journey would be complete without supplementation or wellness from the inside out. And again, this is something that we've talked about for 20 years. It's been part of our brand DNA. We cannot be well unless we treat the inside. So nutrition, supplementation, even beauty you need to be well on the inside for your skin to glow. So these are all things that are now really recognized. And during the last year, we've seen a huge increase in the demand for supplements and wellness from the inside out. Detoxification. Again, we've been doing detox for 20 years. Our 10-day detox kit is something that's really easy to incorporate and use for people. So it's looking at different elements like that you can incorporate into your wellness offering, but with the expertise behind it. And of course, herbal and homeopathic remedies. And if your business has a food and beverage section, then this is something that can be incorporated. So again, at our Marylebone store, we've introduced a wellness cafe where you can sit and sip on turmeric lattes and enjoy a tincture in your juice. So it's all sort of very personalized and very customized and, really unique situation for people, and to give them accessibility. So it's all about making it easy for our consumers to enjoy, because at the end of the day, it is all about enjoyment. That's it from me. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to any questions.